So it looks like NeNe is addressing the lawsuit that we mentioned to you earlier today from her boyfriend's wife for alienation of affection. And she's wishing Andy Cohen a happy birthday and that she won't be back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, more than likely.
Asking about coming back to Housewives. You guys are always asking me about coming back to Housewives. Now, the chances of that is going to be very slim. But I would like to say happy birthday, Andy. I heard it was your... We're going to stop this bullshit ass beefing. And today I heard it was his birthday, so I'm going to wish him a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Andy. Oh, my God. I hope you're well.
As you already know from her lawsuit. But that's not the story that we really need to talk about. We need to talk about this lawsuit in North Carolina where a woman back in 2010 won millions of dollars suing the mistress that ruined her marriage. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So we just reported this morning about the lawsuit that TMZ had discovered that NeNe Leakes' new boyfriend's wife was suing her for over $100,000. And I said to you, well, maybe the only reason why she's suing for $100,000 is because there's a cap. Apparently, at least back in 2010, there wasn't a cap. But before we get to that story, NeNe has taken to her social media. She was on Instagram Live. And of course, a lot of you are so disrespectful, repeating her lines in the comment section, close your legs to married men. Well, she addresses it on her Instagram. This is coming from our friends over at Reality Rundown. I'm so glad someone caught it so that we can talk about it. She says this.
Honey, I live for you.
We live for y'all, honey. Anything else, Freedom, for the night? No.
We love you, girls.
Yeah, we do. We love y'all. There's so much is going on in the world. Let's just try to show each other a little more love. Okay. And I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. There's a lot going on in the world. Mm-hmm. I'm already out here a husband stiller, and this is too much. And ain't nobody out here stealing husbands. Are they? I would never.
There's too many going around, honey.
It's a lot of single people out here. Last night I saw a lot of single people in the building last night. So I don't think it's nobody want to steal nobody else's problems. I can tell you that.
Okay, all right. And look, as I said to you before, I didn't think anything of it. I just assumed Naomi just hadn't gotten around to the paperwork. So I really didn't worry about this, but I didn't know that NeNe would actually speak on it, especially when this is a legal matter. And just when she could actually face more in damages. So let's get into what I discovered. And shout out to you guys that always kind of, every once in a while, you'll see a random comment and you're like, let me dig into that. And this is coming from ABC News. At first I was like, okay, I don't want to find this article on a shaky website. This is coming from ABC News from 2010 in North Carolina. This is exactly where NeNe is being sued. In North Carolina, there's 7 states that allow for the wife to sue the other woman for an alienation of affection. So, according to this was in March 22 of 2010. Cynthia Shackelford's story could have been so different than any other aggrieved wife. The North Carolina woman, 60, thought her husband Alan was deeply in love with her. Then came his late nights at the office and suspicious charges on his credit card and cell phone bills. And finally, a private investigator confirmed what she had feared. Her husband, she said, was having an affair. But Shackelford's story has a $9 million twist. Under centuries-old North Carolina's case law, Shackelford sued her husband's alleged mistress, Ann Lundquist, for, quote, alienation of affection, charging that the woman broke up her 33-year marriage. Last week, Shackelford won. This is back in 2010. A jury awarded her $5 million in compensatory damages and $4 million in punitive damages to be paid by Lundquist, the other woman. Shackelford says this: she set her sights on him. She knew he was married. You don't go after married men and break up families. Lundquist, 49, did not respond to requests for comment from abcnews.com, but told the Greensboro News and Record last week that she planned to appeal the case. No word on whether or not Lundquist was able to win this appeal from back then. I wasn't able to find anything on that. However, an appeal is one thing. This whole situation, the fact that a jury decided that, yes, this woman could get $9 million for what this woman did, says to me, NeNe, I don't know if you should be putting your nose up too high at this point. Because if she's able to prove her point, this might get bad. Because she might be seeking $100,000 doesn't mean that a jury won't be able to give her more. Guys, I don't know the things that we get into when it comes to this situation. And thank you for all of you that stay in the comment section and say, well, there was a woman that won before. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No, you weren't. No, you weren't. So NeNe saying what she said on her IG Live. Look, I do believe that it's not so black and white when it comes to Nyoni and his relationship with his estranged wife. But as I said in my previous video, Nyoni, this is both of your faults. Because if you had settled that whole situation, and look, I don't know, was it a business situation? What was the reason to stay married to this woman if you're not with this woman? And look, we can sit here like, oh, it was a bit, he did this for that. No, we know a lot of folks that stay married when and go on and live their lives. Mind you, they're still married to someone else. Stop being so sloppy. Well, NeNe was recently at a function where Peter Thomas was there, Nyoni was there, and she met up with Marlo. You know, they recently talked about, NeNe recently revealed she hadn't talked to Marlo in a while and blah, 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 blah. That's what that network does to you. They separate you. But they were looking quite happy and together in her Instagram story. Marlo looks good. NeNe looks great too. But NeNe, I don't think you should be so flippant yet. Maybe your attorneys have said, oh, don't worry about it. She doesn't have a case, because you know more than we do when it comes to Nyoni's relationship with his ex-wife. But the fact that she has moved forward with this, and this is all happening in the state of North Carolina, and then we have this actual case from 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I wouldn't even say a word until this was all figured out. Do the Erica Jane. Don't say anything. But also don't say the wrong thing. Guys, as always, let's continue this conversation below. I will link the story, the original story about the woman that got $9 million. Look, is she going to get $9 million from this woman? Probably not. I don't know what the other woman was worth. But the fact that you had that judgment, garnish those wages. Guys, as always, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.